Hi, my name is John James and I'm a writer and campaigner for male victims of female perpetrated domestic violence and an advocate for men's mental health. Today, I'd like to talk to you about self-harm. Dark subject, I know, but a very serious subject, a subject that affects so many people, especially those who've been affected by abuse in some way. And self-harm is usually attributed to cutting, but I can tell you that cutting is, though the most popular, so to speak, form of self-harm, there are many different kinds of self-harm: overeating, undereating, doing what I did, which is punch yourself in the face, or punch yourself, hit yourself. There's scratching, there's biting yourself, there's pulling out your own hair, many different kinds of self-harm. Now, a lot of people also believe that when the trauma is over, or even when the self-harm is over, that's it. It's ended, the self-harm goes away. It never goes away. Self-harm, to me, is like alcoholism. It's always there. It's always in the background, bubbling, ready to come up. Now, I was self-harm free for, I think, 4 years. And I was really highly stressed one day, terribly stressed out, and somebody who I really care about, I fell out with them, and I picked up, it was a container, a metal container, and smashed it against my own head. I also slapped myself in the face, and I was back to square one. Now, if you're self-harm free for any length of time and then you self-harm again, please don't think yourself as back to square one. Progress that you made in that period when you weren't self-harming is very, very important. You're not back to square one. As a friend of mine once said, you don't go back to square one, it's just a different square. So don't worry about it. We all relapse, we all get vulnerable, and we may do it again, like I did, like so many other people have done. Pick yourself up, back on the horse, so to speak, and get on with it. Okay? Don't think badly of yourself, don't think you let yourself down, don't think you've let anybody else down. Everything's fine. Just accept it. Okay, you've self-harmed again, but just move on, move on, move on. Last week, I was very highly stressed. A lot of things had happened during the day, and I was shaking. And when I came home, I sat in my chair, and I just constantly thought about hurting myself. Constantly thought about hitting myself, constantly thought about biting myself. I believed that would be a release. It wouldn't be a release. All it would be is hurting myself. Physically hurting myself. So it never goes away. And we just have to accept that. We have to live with it, like alcoholics have to live with their obsession over alcohol. We have to live with the thought of harming ourselves. If you do, for any reason, have thoughts of harming yourself or suicidal thoughts at all, then please try and talk to somebody about it. Find somebody that you trust, talk to them about it, express how you feel, and try and share. For those of you who are dealing with somebody who is self-harming, then please be kind, understanding, compassionate. Please make sure that they know that you're there for them. Please talk to them and listen and try and understand that the self-harm isn't the bad thing. That's not the bad thing. Self-harm is a coping strategy for a deeper problem. That's why they're self-harming. The other problem is the reason that they're self-harming. The self-harm itself is a coping strategy. So please be kind, be understanding, be compassionate. Listen with an open mind and an open heart. And don't be afraid to seek professional help. For the person who's self-harming and for yourself, it's very traumatic for you to be engaged with somebody who's self-harming. It's a very intense situation for both of you. So don't be afraid to seek professional help for both of you. So the reason that I'm saying this today, the reason that I'm talking to you about my struggle with self-harm, and it is a struggle. It's a struggle every time I'm stressed. It's a struggle. And the reason I'm telling you is because every time that I engage on Twitter, every time that I engage in my podcast, I am asking you guys to open up. I'm asking you to pour out your hearts and to tell me how you feel. So I think it's only fair that I tell you how I feel. And it is a struggle. It's a struggle, especially now, because I have a lot of medical issues. I have a heart problem that nobody seems to know what the hell is going on. No, every test is clear, but the pain is still there. I have what feels like a heart attack every now and then, and nobody seems to know what's going on. I have a fear of dying, and as I get older, that fear is getting worse. I deal with people who are older and are passing away every day at work because I work in care. That's difficult sometimes. That's really difficult, and it makes me think about my own mortality, and that is very, very painful. I have a lot of panic attacks, many times a week, about dying, and that makes me want to self-harm, and all the stress that comes with that makes me want to self-harm. But I don't, not yet, and I hope I don't. I hope I stay away from that side of things, and the thoughts are bad enough. I mean, I'm lucky that I've got Leslie, who is amazing, and I don't think of suicide anymore. But even that love that I receive from her doesn't stop me from thinking about self-harm. So I know what some of you guys are going through out there, and I really do understand. So, again, thanks for listening to the waffle. It's a very, very important subject, especially in males. I mean, self-harm is seen as something girls do by many, but boys do it, men do it, women do it. I mean, girls cut more, and boys punish themselves by hitting themselves more. So there's subtle differences in how self-harm is done, but there's no difference in who self-harms. It's not a girl's thing. So, again, I'm sorry for waffling, and I hope you take something away from this video, if only to understand that if you're self-harming, you're not alone. If you're thinking about self-harming, you're not alone. So, if you need to reach out to me, you can always reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any of the social media platforms that I'm on. FTD Talk is everywhere. So reach out to me if you need to talk. Okay? Okay. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and until next time, don't forget, don't let anybody make you feel afraid. Peace.